Basketnews.com is continuing to present the playbooks of EuroLeague teams, and today it is time to analyze the offensive system of Zalgiris Kaunas. It will be the second season for coach Martin Schiller, and in his rookie campaign we saw Lithuanians run a dynamic guard-led offense with many handoff and pick-and-roll actions. Head coach from Austria received a lot of praise throughout Europe from opposing players and coaches for the concepts and innovative ideas he implemented. Let's see what plays Zalgiris will run this year as we dig through the footage of their preseason and first domestic games. Most of the stuff they use remains very similar. In transition, we will continue to see a simple empty corner pick and roll with guards looking to attack the paint and bigs rolling fast so that the opposing team has to use help side rotations. Zalgiris guards have complete freedom to shoot early floaters, and if the opponents switch, just look inside for a mismatch and play off of that. That's another feature of Martin Schiller's system, keeping it simple. Speaking about half-court basketball, their most used play is called 2-up. Playmaker passes to the 5 and cuts to the same corner. 4 sets a pin-down screen for the guard, who then goes to receive a handoff from the center. Pin-down into handoff is sometimes also called Chicago. The first problem on this pretty simple yet effective play is if the trailing guard follows his guy on the handoff. Laverne is really good at rolling, and it creates a question for the guy in the corner who has to tag him. If he doesn't do it, boom, it's an alley-oop dunk. If he does, Tyler Kavanaugh, who is a good shooter, is open in the corner. This play is also one of the main options from the sideline out of bounds. Zalgiris here run it on the other side so Lukas Lekavicius can attack with his strong left hand. And you can see exactly what happens when the guy who has to tag Laverne doesn't do his job perfectly. Lokomotiv were following on every handoff Lithuanians played, and it didn't take long for Zalgiris to create an open shot. Krasnodar big guy is playing flat, Kavanaugh's man is tagging Laverne, and a quick 1-2 pass finds Tyler open on the 3-point line. Guard following on the handoff also allows quick Zalgiris guards to attack fast on the catch. Last season it was a favorite play of Rokas Jokubaitis, who could attack going downhill and stop for pull-up jumpers. To avoid all of the problems following on the handoff creates, a lot of teams go under. Marius Grigonis last year liked to punish opponents by shooting the free immediately. The other option is to just play top pick and roll to the other side. And since Laverne is so quick at going down, then is just reading the two people that are on the help side defense. Here Lietkabelis help off Moutier first, and the ball goes to him, but their center is so slow to come back that another guy has to help from the other side. Zalgiris quickly find the open man and create a high percentage shot. Schiller's offense is based on handoff and pick-and-roll basketball, and this next scheme is basically the same. The only thing that changes is that the playmaker who passes the ball goes to set the pin-down screen in the corner. Zalgiris will use this play to get Ulanovas attacking with his strong left hand. Again, if his defender cuts under the handoff, it's an immediate rescreen and then reading who is helping on Laverne's roll. Look at Kavanaugh here stretching the floor extremely wide, with his ability to shoot the ball even from a couple of meters away from the line. I believe this play is called 2 down, and Ulanovas once again shows why it is risky going under the handoff. This action is by far the most favorite and most used set play of Zalgiris, and each opponent takes a different approach of how to guard it. Nevertheless, it works almost every game, as it is a very dynamic and quick action, especially dangerous when you have such good rolling big men like Laverne and Nebo. Be ready to catch some alley-oop moments from this play. Another staple of Zalgiris' offense, scheme called horns down, where the first action is a guard-to-guard ghost screen. Ghost is fake or slip screen, where a player setting it doesn't really touch his teammate's defender. The lack of touch creates confusion between the two defenders. They might be two on the ball or even leave the guy with the ball alone. Horns down first option is to get playmaker attacking with speed. If opponents switch, he has a huge speed advantage since the guy he's facing was just going the opposite direction. Last year, this play allowed Lekavicius to score a lot of points. After the guard-to-guard ghost screen, the center sets a flare and everything happens so quickly. Opponents have to be extremely concentrated and have good communications on the court in order to stop it. If nothing happens on the ghost and flare screens, it's a simple 4-corner pick and roll then. If the big guy is passive, it's a great shot for Lekavicius, who is usually deadly on these mid-range and floater shots. Let's see another quick action for the guards to attack. We haven't seen much of this one last season. It starts with the point guard passing to the shooting guard. He then hands it back to the playmaker, gets a flare screen from the center, which immediately arrives to play the empty corner pick and roll. This set is called pistol action and it's very popular in the NBA as almost every team has implemented it in one way or another. Zalgiris have 3 ways of playing it. The first one you saw before, the second one is when the shooting guard keeps the ball and plays pick and roll himself. Look at the confusion Lekavicius creates while running through. Big man of Krasnodar is stepping out, but the guard is late to recover due to the collision Lekavicius created. Zalgiris has another wrinkle to this play. It always involves their best shooter Arturas Milaknis. After receiving the flare, he then gets another screen, and Lithuanians are looking to create a shot for him here. These 2 screens in a row like this are sometimes called Ricky. However, the opponents are aware of this possibility, as they always block him from using the second screen. He cuts back to the corner and Zalgiris flow into a simple pick and roll. What all of this movement before does is that the defense doesn't know who has to help on the roll man. Kalaitzakis is concentrated on following Milaknis. On the other side, we can see a fake pin down to fool the defenders. It's up to only 2 defenders to stop pick and roll, and it's never a good idea. The play works perfectly, only that Laverne can't catch the ball cleanly. As NBA coaches love pistol action, EuroLeague coaches love action from the diamond entry. The bigger part of coaches let their shooters use the 2 screens on both sides and create shots for themselves by using your speed and experience. Pablo Lasso uses this with JC Carroll, Ergin Ataman does the same with Rodrigue Beaubois. And if you are enjoying this video, after it finishes, go check out my previous one about Anadolu Efes offensive plays that brought them the championship. You can see the link in the right top corner now, or find it in the description down below. Finally, let's see a series of set plays for the front court players. It's called 5, but it has many options. For example, 5 down always starts with one of the wings cutting across 2 screens. This cut is called Iverson cut. After that, the guard is setting a cross screen for Lovern. The goal is to get the ball to the post and let him do his job. It's also one of the ways to get the point guard attacking to the paint, as another finishing option of this play is the grenade option, where after the pass inside, passer sets a screen to the playmaker, who then runs to get a handoff from the center. Defender of the point guard is always trailing in this situation, so if Lekavicius doesn't have an option to shoot, it means someone else is wide open. It could be the big guy himself for the alley-oop, or someone on the weak side. We will see a lot of this grenade option with Nebo on the court, who is not known as a big threat playing back to the basket. 5 down literally means the big guy on the block. 5 side instead means the center on the side playing pick and roll. But it's not the main goal of this play. The main goal is to get a 3-pointer for the power forward. When the ball is swung to the middle, the playmaker receives a ghost screen from the 4-man. And look what this slip by Kaunas creates. 2 people on Moutier and a rotation on Kavanaugh. He makes a great extra pass to the corner as Zalgiris execute this play to the perfection. This set play worked amazingly well last year for Nigel Hayes. Ghost screens so late into the shot clock where most teams are switching are extremely dangerous. Defenders are talking before the screen happens, so they are prepared to switch, but if they don't feel the contact, it is much harder to execute it. And every moment here matters as the action is really quick. A ghost screen here also creates a good spot for the point guard to attack, and Emmanuel Moutier will certainly look for that. His defender is expecting a switch, so when Moutier explodes and there is no one to do that, he is already late to recover. One more option from the 5 series is 5 motion. It starts with the same Iverson cut and then flows into Spain pick and roll with a back screen. A 3-man game where you put the pressure on the opposing team's communication. If the third guy doesn't bump like here, Automatic alley-oop dunk, since corners can't really help because there would be no one helping them on the potential skip passes. Next time, Bursa switches between guards as Lekavicius can shoot here but chooses to pass. Switching here is a popular defensive move and it works quite well. 5 motion is another play from last year. It worked well for Tomas Walkup and Lukas Lekavicius as it is a quick scheme to play middle pick and roll with great flow and movement around the court, which is really important to Martin Schiller. And there you have it. Of course, this is not a full Zalgiris playbook as going through every set and every option would take us a lot longer. These are the most used and the most dangerous play that you will see throughout the season. I didn't talk about 3 to 4 special plays which Zalgiris use for the first possession of the game to surprise their enemies, as well as some regular plays that they use less often. Overall, Martin Schiller's offensive system is based on quick and simple actions where you can see a lot of pin down into handoff plays. Ghost screens are also a big part of Zalgiris' identity. It is designed around individually strong guards with a quickly rolling big man who can jump high and shooters around to space the floor. Yes, you just heard the description of modern basketball. Let's see if the leading cast will be good enough this year to create some noise in the EuroLeague.